Was the Dustin Poirier versus Islam Makhachev fight not what all of us wanted it to be? I mean, at the end of the day, who really thought Dustin Poirier was going to knock him out? Not many folks. And you knew that was a Hail Mary for the ages. So you just wanted a good fight. You thought, okay, Dustin Poirier versus Islam, that's fun. That's a cool fight. And it was. It was close. I mean, Dustin Poirier was pushing Islam Makhachev off of him, walking him back, cut him wide open, busted him up with some good shots, was defending the majority of the takedowns, especially in the center of the mat. He got taken down a few times on the cage. Islam's the best in the world in that position. It'd be interesting to see if Leon could defend that position, because Leon's also really good at defending, fighting hands on the wall. But Dustin has a problem there. So Dustin just kept pushing him away. It was gangster. It was like, Dustin knowing, okay, this might be my last fight and I'm going to leave it all in the cage, and turned in another classic Dustin Poirier performance. When you clinch break, you normally circle out, but Dustin's like shoving him like a bar fight. He was in there executing his game plan really well, and Dustin Poirier made it close. So he made Islam Makhachev dig deep. And what did Islam do? He got a hold of that leg in the 5th round. He whipped him down to the mat, and he got the front headlock position. When I train fighters, I always say, like, front headlock position, you have to have systems from it, because you have the arteries and you have the shoulder. You have this dominant position where you're able to strangle somebody. That's where triangles work, right? When you use your legs. So when you have your arms, you got Darce chokes, you got Japanese neckties, Peruvian neckties, anacondas, guillotines. Islam Makhachev is world-class from that position, and because he found his position, he was able to defend the title. Go back and watch like John Jones versus Ryan Bader. That's what you want your front headlock to look like, and the champ's got skills like that, so he was able to defend the title. That's pretty much what I said when I was on mute. What up, everybody? Dustin Poirier deserved to lose after what he did to Benoit Saint-Denis. What do you mean what he did to Benoit Saint-Denis? He looked fucking great in that fight. He deserved the title fight, even though he had just gotten knocked out by Justin Gaethje, because he's such a legend and a gangster. Okay, yes, Arman Tsarukyan probably deserves it, but he's such a gangster. He deserved that fight, and I think Islam's looking now like, okay, I could fight a way better Arman Tsarukyan, an Arman Tsarukyan who got a lot better at striking, or I could go up a weight class for more money and more glory and fight Leon Edwards, who kind of, it's not that scary. It's not that scary to fight Leon Edwards. Not a lot of power in the hands, So it'll be interesting to see what he chooses to do. On the microphone, obviously, he was calling out Leon, even all bloody and shit. He followed through with it. I don't know, but really gangster fight between Dustin Poirier and Islam Makhachev. If that's it for Dustin, respect to him. And then we had Sean Strickland, another gangster, walking down Paulo Costa round after round, and Paulo Costa seemingly losing 4 or 5 rounds. Did he win a round? And then one judge scores it to him 49-46. Anybody in the chat right now? Anybody scored it for Paulo Costa? I'm looking right now. Let me know. If you scored it for Paulo Costa, let me know. Robert Tarver, don't know how that judge gave 4 rounds to Costa. I'm saying it's insane. MMA Joey scored it for Costa. He is a clown. No, judges wanted to see Sean lose. What the fuck, dude? Yo, Mike, you're a legend. Need any more edits? Hit me up if you need me, bro. Michael, I'll hit you up if I need you. Could always use some edits, Mike. Okay, Tyson's talking about the Islam fight. Tyson goes, I thought it was a close fight. Bro, not that one. Sean Strickland walked him down, and Paulo Costa didn't have anything for him. It's like, Paulo, what did you expect Sean Strickland to do? Sean Strickland fought exactly like you should have anticipated. And so where's the cross to the body? Why don't you front kick him back? He had some leg kicks going, but Sean Strickland checks those, picks his foot up all the time. Didn't really affect them. And I need a big right hand down the pipe. I mean, we need stuff to keep Sean Strickland off of you. Ask the champ how he did it. Alex Pereira did it with a left hook. You got to have a weapon. You got to set a trap. Otherwise, Sean Strickland's coming on your yard, beer in hand, talking shit. Speaking of going on people's yards, whoever's trying to fuck with Sean Strickland's house, don't do it. Sean Strickland is armed. Sean Strickland's been to jail for something. I don't know what, but my man will take care of his home, okay? Don't be fucking around at Sean Strickland's house. Sean Strickland's got like random people fucking with him because they know where he lives in Las Vegas now. It ain't worth it, okay? And if he doesn't have a weapon, that might be worse. That might be worse for you. Sean Strickland walked Paulo Costa down. People said it was boring. I don't know. Whatever. It's because Paulo was backing up so much. Sean Strickland did his thing. He looked good. Hope he fights for the title soon. Very cool UFC 302 card. I enjoyed it. Oh, yeah. Did a lot of you make money because Jailton Almeida won? Did a lot of you make money because Islam Makhachev won? Did a lot of you make money because Eileen Perez won? Did a lot of you make money because Basil Hafez won? Did a lot of you make money because Grant Dawson won? That's right. When you come here, I give you good people to consider betting on. And I myself made a handful of cash. All right? We're doing pretty well on these bets here. So the name of this show is The Most Confident Picks. And I'm going to give you my 5 most confident picks for UFC Fight Night Kentucky. And I like these ones. I'm going to be betting on Saturday for sure. First one to give you, we'll go bottom to top. Andrea Lee over Montana De La Rosa. Now, Andrea Lee is due. She ain't pregnant. That's not what I'm talking about. She's due for a W. Montana De La Rosa is not a threat to her on the feet. She has a ground game. She's a grappler, but Montana De La Rosa is going to be on her back, I believe, in this fight. And Andrea Lee should be the better striker, should be the better wrestler, should be able to grapple, pretty much do whatever, wherever this fight goes with Montana De La Rosa. So confident picking Andrea Lee. I know that's crazy to say when somebody's on a huge skid, but look at who she's been fighting. She's been fighting the best women in the division, or the women who are amongst the best in the division, as to where, you know, Montana De La Rosa, not quite the competition. And it hasn't looked the way that Andrea Lee has. Andrea Lee has been getting better. It's very clear. Confident women's pick for me. Andrea Lee over Montana De La Rosa. My second most confident pick. Again, moving up the card in sequence. Charlie motherfucking Radtke. The dog. Woof, woof. My dude does it again. Charlie Radtke came through with dog money for you guys. I told you about his left hook. I told you about his wrestling. I told you about his ground game. He comes through and he delivers the dub, and some people made some money, and here he is, the dog again. Okay? Is he better at pure Muay Thai? Maybe not, right? I mean, you know, it's going to be a competitive fight on the feet, and there's definitely some risk involved, you know. He's got that nasty left hook, and that's going to be super helpful. But, you know, Carlos Prates is probably cleaner with his Muay Thai, but the grappling, I don't think people understand how good Charlie Radtke is at grappling. He's a black belt under Scott Houston Jiu-Jitsu. I've trained with him. I've competed at ADCC. I submitted 4 out of my 5 opponents. Charlie Radtke was able to sub me. Charlie Radtke is very good at a specific part of jiu-jitsu he told me not to tell you. I was talking to Charlie Radtke this week, and he told me not to say it. So, Charlie, just for you, I'm not going to say your best submission, but he's got a lot of... should I even tell that? I'm not going to give him any info, just in case, you know, this is being translated to Portuguese right now. There's some footage out there of Charlie Radtke grappling. You guys could check that out. Charlie Radtke's got a really good weapon, okay? And I think he can use it in this fight. I got Charlie Radtke by submission. Dog money. And yes, he's my friend. And yes, I'm biased. And no, I don't care. Bruno Ferreira is super dangerous. I think he can win by knockout. You know, Stoltzfus can try to eke this thing out on the scorecards, but I think you got to go with the more explosive striker. this is a confident one, but the Charlie Radtke one and this one, you could sub it in or out for Ľudovít Klein over Thiago Moisés. You could sub him out for Brad Katona over Jesse Butler. Even Eduardo Mora's wrestling over Denise Gomes could work. But I chose Bruno Ferreira for my top 5 locks because I believe Bruno Ferreira has just a very, very dangerous style. He's super explosive, and it's his time right now. And at this level, he's going to win by knockout. So I believe in Bruno Ferreira by KO. You could just money line it. A lot of these I like to parlay together 2x2 or 3 if I'm confident in one. Super confident in one. My 4th is Raul Rosas Jr. Yes, I'm picking the 19-year-old boy taking on Ricky Turcios because Ricky is not a bully. Ricky wilts a little bit, He's not very physically strong. He's going to have to be pretty explosive if he wants to wrestle with Raul Rosas Jr., especially in that first round where Raul Rosas Jr. has some cardio. As the fight wears on, you could see Ricky start to wear on him, but is Ricky going to submit him? I'd be surprised. I'd be very surprised. Is Ricky going to outstrike him? He's got to defend the takedowns in order to do that. So 2 out of 3 rounds for Raul Rosas Jr. should be in the bag. I got Raul Rosas Jr. dominating this fight. He might not be the better striker, but it's close enough. He might be kind of similar in the jiu-jitsu department, but the physicality and the wrestling and this being an MMA fight, you only got 5 minutes to submit the guy. I think Ricky Turcios is going to have a lot of trouble doing that. It's a tall task for him. Give me Raul Rosas Jr. And in the main event of the evening, anybody who watched MMA Experts show already knows what I'm about to say. I've got the incredible movement of Nassourdine Imavov dominating Jared Cannonier. And now I know some of you folks are out there saying, Jared Cannonier just beat Marvin Vettori. Jared Cannonier beat Sean Strickland. Jared Cannonier, on paper, should beat Imavov. This ain't paper. This ain't paper. In that cage, which is the big cage, by the way. You guys ever been in the big cage? I have. There's a lot of room. Okay, these aren't heavyweights. They're 185. There's a lot of room for them to move around. And Nassourdine Imavov has a much more elusive style and an ability to control when the fight takes place, as to where Jared Cannonier does well when you come to him. If you just walk towards Jared Cannonier, he's going to have a good fight with you. But if you move left, move right, stay on the balls of your feet like Nassourdine Imavov does, I think that Nassourdine Imavov could run away with this thing 5-zip, 4-1. He's going to kick his legs. He's going to stomp that lead knee of the 40-year-old Jared Cannonier. Remember that. Remember that. AJ said that to me on the last show. I see you crying over there. Remember that. He's 40 years old. That lead leg is going to get stomped out by Nassourdine Imavov, and he'll work from the bottom up. I think he will cleanly outstrike a Jared Cannonier. AJ did that as his lock of the night for our Moneyline show. Fuck that. My lock of the night is Nassourdine Imavov. I believe that he's going to win this fight via decision. If not, I'll put something together late. Not much of a grappler. Probably just going to strike with Cannonier, and Cannonier is probably just going to strike with him. It'll be fun. You could just find Jared Cannonier a lot easier than you can find Nassourdine Imavov. And Jared Cannonier, not known for incredible ability to cut people off and track them down. So, which is what he'll need, I think, to win this fight. I think he's going to miss a lot of punches. And I think Nassourdine Imavov is going to kick him a lot because there's not much of a consequence when you kick Jared Cannonier. If you're not walking forward and kicking him and getting hit, if you're kind of on the back foot and kicking him, there's not a lot of response he gives. And so I think that front kick to the body and that stomp on the knee is going to be working for Imavov all night. So to recap it, my most confident picks for UFC Fight Night Kentucky: Imavov over Cannonier, Raul Rosas Jr. over Ricky Turcios. Give me Bruno Ferreira. Give me Charlie Radtke. Give me Andrea Lee. Those are my 5 favorites. I shouted them out already, but I also like Ľudovít Klein, Brad Katona, Eduardo Mora. Those are the ones that I'm looking at where I'm thinking, okay, these are potentially bettable, and you guys got to decide. All right, let's get to some comments. AJ fading the OVs now. What happened to him? Pick him. What happened to him? AJ used to always pick these Dagestani Russians. He loved it. What's going on? What's going on, AJ? What is it? Because he can't wrestle? Imavov's not good enough for you because he can't wrestle? You're about to see some nice footwork. Betting $800 on Raul Rosas Jr. Okay, AJ. The way he fights like Hamzat. You know, he goes out there, he's like a drag race car, right? He lays maximum RPMs, lays on the gas pedal, gets that takedown, and that overwhelms some people. But when you got like a calm customer, right? Somebody collected, somebody who's going to keep their cardio, somebody who's just thinking, okay, I'm going to get you back, like a Christian Edwards, that's where you start to see somebody do well against the Raul Rosas Jr. And Ricky Turcios fits that bill a little bit. So $800 is a lot, AJ. AJ, $800 is a lot. Chill, bro. Marcos not on the list, Finch. Interesting. Yeah, he's been going to decisions, close ones, you know, but I think he should win this fight. I've got Marcos. I picked Marcos. But, you know, it's a fight. I think that Marcos is going to be challenged. But yeah, I picked him by decision. You're not crazy for betting on Marcos. It's just, you know, we talked about how dangerous Bruno Ferreira is. Marcos not that dangerous, you know, technically sound, not that dangerous. 800, you owe me 350. AJ, pay up your bets, dude. Last three main events where AJ and Finch pick different. Pantoja, Ferreira, and Allen all win. Finch is 3-0. Facts. Damn, they're ripping you up, AJ. AJ, you're going to come onto my chat and get ripped up. Can we show some respect for AJ DeVito? He made this thumbnail. Okay? Show him some love. Ferreira and who else for a lock play? All right, Tim, I'll bite on that. I'm so confident in Andrea Lee. I'm getting scared now. It's like, how are you that confident in Andrea Lee? Yeah, maybe Raul Rosas Jr. or Imavov. Bruno Ferreira and one of those two. Raul Rosas Jr. and Imavov are pretty confident for me. I know some people are picking Cannonier. I don't know. Go for it, but I got Imavov, man. That's me. And I've been making some money, dogs. Okay? These last couple of UFC pay-per-views, been treating your boy right. The level of disrespect for AJ, for real. Imavov W. Let's go. Let's go. I got Castaneda beating Marcos with his deceptively skewed takedown defense. Is that what you're saying? TDD? Takedown defense? Ferreira first round finish? Yeah, Tyson. Ferreira is that type of fighter, right? But, you know, I'm not about betting those first round finishes. The reason why AJ and I have that show called Moneyline is because, you know, we moneyline shit. That's the smart way to bet, in my opinion. Like, in my history of betting, I think I do a better job, I guess. So moneyline would be the best. But then like under over, like, is a fight going to go all 3 rounds or not? I do okay on those. But picking finishes, picking rounds and shit like that, round 1 knockout, like, that's gambling. Just admit you're fucking gambling, you know? Was it Thiago Moisés that Islam Makhachev beat, where I picked 5th round submission and then he submitted him in the 4th? I'm like, fuck, you know? I had crazy odds. It's like, be careful when you're, you know, when you're picking finishes and rounds. If you want to bet funny money, couple dollars just to hype yourself up to have more fun watching the fight, that makes sense, right? Marcos fought no wrestlers, fair. That's why he wasn't on my locks, man. He's more technical striker, though. I'm with you on Imavov. Thank you, Tim. Marcos, Klein, Imavov. I see you pick him. Ľudovít, Klein. Yeah, AJ kind of convinced me on that one. I like Ľudovít, Klein, too. So the confident picks are Lee, Radtke, Raul Rosas Jr., Imavov. Who did I miss? How dare you make me go through it again? Last time, Imavov, Raul Rosas Jr., Bruno Ferreira, Charlie Radtke, Andrea Lee, Ľudovít, Klein, and Brad Katona are good. Eduardo Mora are good. So if you guys want to throw those in there, what is that? 5, 6, 7, 8 locks. Okay? I'm doing some work for you guys. Thank you guys for coming through. Those are my locks. Those are my picks for UFC Fight Night Kentucky. If you're in Kentucky, go see some fist fights. They're going to be fun. I do believe some of these matchups will be pretty solid. Dominick Reyes, throwing down again. Welcome back, Dominick Reyes. I hope he has a good fight. Please don't get knocked out. Please don't get knocked out. I'm a Dominick Reyes fan, man. I've done commentary for HFC, Hoosier Fight Club, and Dominick Reyes was the champ there. Went over to the UFC, challenged John Jones. Looked like it was a close fight. That was a really close one with John Jones. It's crazy to see the way he came up, you know, from Indiana, from the Hoosiers, all the way up. So I'm rooting for Dominick Reyes for sure. Want to see him bounce back nicely. That'll be a cool fight. Some good ones on this card, guys. Enjoy it. We're coming off of a nice high from UFC 302, and we'll keep the ball rolling. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. You're asking me, what about Mora? I said it. I think Mora's going to out-wrestle this girl, take her down, and Gomes is, you know, pretty experienced in the UFC, so I didn't throw it up there yet. All right, and it's hard to bet on these ladies' fights. Let's be honest. It's a little harder to bet on the ladies' fights. You really got to have somebody who is reliable, like Wei Lee. Wei Lee is reliable. I will bet my hard-earned money on Zhang Wei Lee because she's consistent. You need that to be able to bet. I think that's what, you know, my one pick I did miss last card was Nico Price coming through. And, you know, it's like, don't bet against somebody. You want to be able to have somebody reliable that you can bet on, that you can be confident in, right? So just make sure that you've got somebody who's got some consistency, you know? Otherwise, you know, bet less than $5 just for fun. I understand that. But AJ's throwing $800 on Raul Rosas Jr. That's why I'm like, yo, he gasses though. You know, it's hard to break Ricky Turcios. Be a little careful. But he'll end up in one of my parlays too. All right. Thank you guys for coming in. Those are my most confident picks. I'll see you next week. Every single Monday, we'll be dropping these. Make sure to go find me on Instagram too. I've been dropping content in my shorts. You guys are going to see more technique videos coming from me. I'm hyping up Hit and Move. Use promo code MMA15 to save yourself 15% on Hit and Move gear. And it helps your boy out too. Some of the best stuff. You guys could check it out on my channel right now. Focus mitts with pads on the front and on the back. They're awesome. Go check them out. Peace and love, everybody. Good to see you guys. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.